Basically, we study AQA unendorsed art, which means that we are able to use lots of different materials, lots of different ways of working, and we're not just stuck to drawing and painting as one option. So you may well be really interested in developing your drawing and painting skills, but there's lots of scope for you to develop your work in 3 dimensions, in textiles, computer graphics, a whole host of different ways of working. The projects that we set are really varied. As I say, they are starting points, and they would allow students to develop work within the human form, portraiture, landscape work, animals, using sculpture, using 3-dimensional materials, using ceramics, using graphic design packages, using drawing and painting skills to enhance their toolbox of skills. So by the time they get to year 11, they're really showcasing the very best that they can do. The course is set up so that each term students are given a new project to do. There is a real emphasis on students working from home, and a real emphasis on independent inquiry, particularly to do with artist responses and artist research. And then that work is brought into school and continued as part of a bigger project. The projects are split up into 4 different areas, or we call them assessment objectives. The first assessment objective is looking at the work of other artists as inspiration, and we would ask students to produce a minimum of 2 artist studies per project, where they're clearly giving evidence of understanding the techniques that have been used by those artists, and they're applying those techniques within their own work. The second area of study is on experimentation. So this is where we would expect students to experiment with materials and different ideas, different compositions, different scales of working. And this is an area where students can really start to become a lot more independent again and driving their own learning with the support of obviously the art teachers. The third area that is assessed is on recording. So that's the quality of the drawings, the quality of the photography that's done, the quality of the responses that's done. And then finally there is a fourth area, which is the final piece. So after all of the preparation work, students will then do a final piece of work based on a chosen theme. In the first term of year 9, we just choose one project called arrangements, which is really broad. So we can do still live, they can do arrangements of whatever they choose to do. And that's the difference between Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4, is that students get much more choice in how they proceed with their work, and what ideas they develop and what sort of materials they want to use. As we go through the course, students will build a portfolio of work. So over all of those projects put together, they form 60% of the overall coursework mark. In year 11 of term 1, students are given then what we call the externally set task. This is an exam paper from AQA. It's project based, so it's no different really to the way that students have been working on their coursework, but it is just a set task that is started in January and is completed before May the 31st. And I must stress there, it's not an exam, it's not a written exam, so it is all project based. There isn't a time where students will go into the hall and start writing an exam paper, but there is a written element of the project work. Students will write about what they've done, how they've done it, what they've learned, and so on. So we really hope you opt for GCSE Art and Design, and I would look forward to seeing you in September.